Greetings, and welcome to Soul Power Tennis. Can you hear me clearly? Let me check my sounds real quick. All right, yeah, so we're great. We're great. So we're here. Hi there. Happy Black Future Month. Some may say Happy Black History Month. And I think it's important that people of all nationalities acknowledge the magnitude and the importance of this particular month, even though it's the shortest one of the year. Um, because if you're in America, and even just acknowledging what America is and how America is the most exported culture on planet Earth over the previous 100 years or so. So the influence is wide and vast. And so a lot of cultures, countries are shaped by what goes on in America in general, but specifically as it pertains to media. Yeah, America is very, very influential. And yeah, it's important that we give credit where credit is due. And in that, African Americans or foundational Black Americans being the foundation of America in terms of the people who built it or forced to build it. You know, uh, they have a huge role in that influence and what is what is American. So we know that foundational Black Americans are the cultural capitals of the Western world, and thus of the world in general, because of our culture, our music, our style, our ingenuity, just our flair, our swag, our way of being. You know, that fight, that determination, that intelligence, that fortitude to persevere, and not only persevere, but be able to share with others. The civil rights movement was a mix of different organizations doing different things, and whether there was a non-violent or violent approach, there weren't terroristic acts being done consistently and on a large scale from foundational Black Americans towards any other group of people. And it's been like that since quote unquote direct slavery has been over. And saying all that to say is that we have a kind heart. We have an open, kind heart, and that is our strength, and that is also our weakness as foundational Black Americans. So, just wanted to acknowledge what the situation is, and saying that the world would be a much better place if, just as we say, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Pride Month, Happy Indigenous First Nations Month, which we need to say more of. We celebrate other quote unquote holy times in the country, or in the calendar year, fiscal calendar year, and we spend money and we create customs around it and gatherings, so on and so forth. You know, this country wouldn't be as diverse as it is. It wouldn't be the land of milk and honey and opportunity for people of all walks of life if it wasn't for foundational Black Americans, what we had to experience in this country since before the inception of this country, on up until the civil rights movement, on up until the 70s and beyond, of course. But we had to pave a way for those of the quote unquote dominant society who were mostly of Caucasian descent, to begin to see other ethnic groups and other human beings other than themselves as human, as quote unquote equal, and as valuable in society and as American, being on this land. And that took work, that took death, that took bloodshed, that took ingenuity, that took perseverance, that took fortitude, that took determination and patience and persistence. And so things aren't perfect right now, but we can see that the US of A is essentially a huge melting pot, especially in larger cities and large metropolitan areas, which America has quite a few of them. So, whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, it is what it is. But the opportunity was made possible by way of us, and even Caucasian women, have benefited from it, by way of sports and, Title IX and, just what we had to do as a people for decades back in the day to make it possible for the dominant society, in particular middle-aged Caucasian males, to share some of that leverage and power that they had, and opportunity. So I just wanted to, start there and say that when we get to a point as Americans and as a world, when we're able to say, as Caucasian people, to foundational Black Americans or Black people in the diaspora, hey, how you doing? Happy Black History Month. Hey, how you doing? Happy Black Future Month, as it's being retitled. Because to say Happy Black History Month is inferring that we're focusing in on history, not just his story, but the past, instead of focusing in on the present and where we're trying to go as a nation, as a world, and as a people. So, some of us are saying Happy Black Future Month. So I think it's important that regardless of your nationality, especially if you're in America, that you pay some level of homage to the foundation of Black American and just say, hey, if you have somebody in your life or you're on cool terms with them, say something nice, and just be like, hey, Happy Black History Month. Hey, Happy Black Future Month. It'll go a long way. Acknowledgement and appreciation is what we all seek. Love is what we all seek as humans, regardless of your race and nationality. And like I said, the same as we do as Black people in acknowledging St. Patrick's Day or Christmas or quote unquote Thanksgiving and all of those days and times in the year. If we can get people of Asian descent, Hispanic descent, Caucasian, descent to acknowledge our contributions or our existence as foundational Black Americans, especially during this time of year. We got the shortest month on purpose. So just feel like, hey, Happy Black History Month. And I have a friend, a good associate, who's done that to me for a few years now. And it means a lot. It doesn't take a lot, actually, to be like, hey, Happy Black History Month. Or if you're not able to say that, go support a Black business, checking on quote unquote a Black friend that you have. Like, just do what you can do to ensure that somebody who is of that ethnicity or race is a bit more taken care of during the month of February. And that'll just go a long way, in a peaceful, beautiful way, in a nonviolent way, to make us feel more whole and holistic and happy as humans in general. Because we are sharing the planet together, and we are in we're in the society together. We're in this together. And it'll just make things more copacetic. It won't fix all things, but it's a start in the right direction when you acknowledge that something is getting better and you're doing your part. It's a little something. So I offer that up. I request that of all people who are non-Black or part of the African diaspora or foundational Black Americans. So if you see one of us, you have an opportunity, say, hey, Happy Black History Month. Hey, Happy Black Future Month. And I'll leave it at that. And so Happy Black Future Month to all of you all. And that applies to you non-Black folks as well, because it is a celebratory time to acknowledge, Americans and American history, and Black history and Black contributions. Black people's contributions are a part of that. It's oftentimes, and unfortunately, the missing pages of American history is what's identified as Black history. So you see behind me, I have the I have this Outward Dreams book, and it's about Black inventors. You can see that in their inventions. And so I recommend that you go check that out. It's very, very powerful. So many contributions have been made to our daily lives and the infrastructure of this country, from traffic lights to radiators to, car engines to shoes, refrigeration, you name it. And the book gets into a lot of patents and how patents were oftentimes during enslavement times, prior to the 1900s, um, or prior to the 1900s, in enslavement times, direct enslavement times. A lot of patents that foundational Black Americans made were often stolen or given validity by their quote unquote slave master, because they were quote unquote white. And so if the slave master's enslaved person created a patent or an invention, the slave master would automatically get credit, and or because of their network and their resources and their power structure, they could easily take that credit or switch the laws up to their benefit to get credit for it. So there's even things that, were created in society by Black people who were stamped and given credit to Caucasian people, that you may not be aware of. And the book gets into some of that. It's just a very, very powerful read. So I think as Americans and as a world, as we continue to advance and grow as a human race, and evolve, for me, that's the version of inclusion that makes sense to me, is to acknowledge the contributions of everybody. And this should start with the natives, whose land this was, but even some of the natives were Black and brown people. They were already Black and brown people who looked like Africans on this land before the Europeans came here. So it's important that they are acknowledged, and the foundational Black Americans, or who would become the foundational Black Americans, were brought here. So that's very, very important. And that is the impetus of this particular broadcast. And yeah, let me just change this up. And as you come in, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell, to help the channel grow. We got a few more subscribers during the Australian Open time, and that was won by Arina Sabalenka and Novak Djokovic. And I've made some pretty great shorts on my channel. So if you haven't seen them, go ahead and check out those shorts. One of them kind of went viral to me. It got over 1,000 views in over 24 hours. So pretty cool stuff. So if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. And yeah, keep your head in the game and let's maintain. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. So the impetus for today's or this evening's broadcast on the late night tip is to acknowledge a foundational Black American who won her first WTA tournament today. I read that she won a 125 level, but yet today's win is being credited as her first, because it's a 250 level tournament. And as you know, throughout the year, there's the Grand Slams that are worth 2,000 points, and the Master Series that are worth 1,000 and 1,500 points. And then you have the 500 tier, and then you have the 250, and you have smaller ones that are 125, and then the Challenger circuit. So various things to keep up with. But today we're going to focus in on a young lady. And let's take a look at who it is that we're focusing in on. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, thank you for your patience. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where are we at? Let's mute that because that shouldn't be playing. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? Is this it? Just a moment, y'all. I apologize. Had it pulled up and ready to go, and it disappeared on me. So, for a quick moment. So, we got to pull it back up, and we're going to get into it. Let's do some research. So, it is Miss Alycia Parks, and we're going to find out exactly who this woman is by doing some basic reading of who this woman is, and maybe even watch a little clip of her playing. So let's go here. Okay, where are we at? All right, awesome. So, pardon me, I got windows all open everywhere. Let me know if you can see what I see. Do you see what I see? And in case you all don't know, my name is Akmos Ari, and this is Soul Power Tennis. And we put a different spin on things, and we focus in on the contributions of Foundation of Black Americans. So as you can see, to the game, to the sport of tennis. So as you can see, it says, unseeded American Alycia Parks beats top-seeded Caroline Garcia for career title number 1. 7-6, 7-5, 2 sets out of 3. Straight sets win, although very competitive in a close match. And that happened in Lyon, France earlier today. And let's read about who this young lady is. Yes, she's a Capricorn. That's amazing to hear because I'm a Capricorn. What are you? Shouts out to the Aquarians who are out there. You're watching. It says Alycia Marlene Parks, December 31st, was born. Let me see. Is my screen showing? Boom, boom, boom. It should be. Let me just a moment. Oops, there we go. Now it should be showing. Share this tab instead. So Alycia Parks says born December 31st, 2000, is an American tennis player. She has a career high WTA rankings of world number 75 in singles, achieved on December 12, 2022, and number 52 in doubles, achieved on January 30th, 2023. Now, come tomorrow when the rankings come out, that number 75 ranking is probably going to go up by some. She's probably going to be ranked somewhere in the 60s, if not like the 50s. And she's on the climb. So you can see WTA and Grand Slam debut, fastest serve record. She made her WTA Tour main draw debut at the 2021 MUSC Health Open in Charleston. Having made it through the qualifying as an alternate, she defeated qualifier Grace Min in the first round before losing to top seed Hans Jabeur in the second. In her first round match of the U.S. Open, she tied the record by Venus Williams for the fastest serve by a woman that the tournament had ever recorded, 129 miles per hour. Wow. So I was actually at the U.S. Open's previous year, and I may have seen her in passing. We're not going to go through her entire life and career performance, but let's just read this because I think it's only fitting to give her just due on this special day in this Black History Month. 2022, breakthrough top 10 win and first doubles title, top 75. In 2022, she made her 6th career main draw appearance, advancing to the second round of the German Open in Berlin as a qualifier. As a result, she climbed to a career high up to 34 spots from 169 to number 135 on June 20th, 2022. Ranked number 144 at the Ostrava Open, she defeated, as a qualifier, former world number 1 Karolina Pliskova for her first top 20 win, and followed that by defeating world number 7 and 4th seed Maria Sakkari for her first top 10 win to reach her first ever WTA quarterfinal. At the same tournament in doubles, she won her maiden WTA Tour title, partnering with Katie McNally, fellow American. As a result, she made her top 125 debut in singles and top 100 debut in doubles. Pretty impressive. Let's give her a round of applause for that, you all. Clap, 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 clap. At number 79 on October 10, 2022. In December, she reached the top 75 in singles and top 60 in doubles, following 2 back-to-back WTA 125 titles. and one in doubles. All right. So this year so far, thank you all for being here. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell. 2023 first WTA title and top 5 win, top 60. As the top seed in the qualifying draw at the 2023 Australian Open, she lost as the top seed. Oh, in the qualifying draw. She lost in the second round to Sarah Belgic. Sarah Belgic. At the same tournament, Parks reached the third round in doubles on her debut at this major, partnering with Oksana Kalashnikova. They lost to eventual champions Barbora Krejcikova and Katerina Siniakova. Nice. I mean, they lost to the eventual champions. That's impressive. At the Lyon Open today, she reached her first WTA semifinal yesterday, defeating Julia Grabher, fourth-seeded Petra Martic, and seventh-seeded Danka Kovinic. She defeated Marina Sanekskova to reach her first WTA final. Next, she defeated the top seed of the tournament and number 5 in the world, Caroline Garcia, recording her first top 5 win to claim her maiden WTA title. As a result, she moved to a new career high in singles of number 51 on February 6, 2023. So in the UK, because they're 5-6 hours ahead, she's already ranked number 51 in the world. So this is her highest ranking thus far. So let's give her a round of applause. I don't have the round of applause sound, but I do have. Let's do this for her. Let's do this for her. Let's see. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Pardon me. Got my sounds. All right. Showing some tennis love. That was the sound of two pretty good tennis players, one being a Grand Slam champion, Sabalenka, at the Australian Open. So that's some general background information of Alycia Parks. As we read a bit further, I mean, you can look at, okay, where is she from, her age, Alycia Marlene Parks, United States. Her residence, Port St. Lucia, Florida, December 31st, 2022. Born in Atlanta, Georgia. Now they say that she's 6'1", and they list Caroline Garcia at 5'10". But when I saw the video earlier of them reading at the net to shake hands, Alycia may have been an inch taller at the most. So either Caroline Garcia is taller than 5'10", or Alycia Parks is shorter than 6'1". So right-handed, two-handed backhand, prize money, that's going to be going up. Career record, it's going to be going up. Titles, that's fresh off the press today. This needs to be upgraded highest ranking because this is going to read number 51, February 6, 2023. This is her Grand Slam record right here. This is going to be changing, so on and so forth. So, and if I'm correct, there were some, let me see something real quick. Let's look at, let me see if there's a few more pictures of Miss Parks. A beautiful young lady. Let's see. How are you all doing today? When's the last time you picked up a racket? Don't give me a racket. When's the last time you had one of these balls in your hand? Okay. Come on. Wish everybody is staying warm, especially if you're in the Northeast, because it is no joke at all. Okay, this thing is acting weird. Let's do this instead. But I think she was part of a controversial match that took place, which is where I first heard about her maybe like a year and a half ago. So let me share this tab instead. So wishfully you all can see that. Let's see. So this is the beautiful Alycia Parks. As you can see, beautiful young lady. Beautiful brown skin, very, very talented. Give me all these small pictures. Before I came on the air, they had all the big pictures, but you can get a gist of who she is and what she looks like. As a foundational Black American, I am proud to see her wearing her natural hair primarily. That's beautiful because I support all kinds of people wearing their natural hair. In particular, the women of my ethnic background and race for various reasons. So let's get into some articles talking about the match that took place today that made her number 51 and that had her beat a top 5 player for the first time ever. As you can see, unseeded American Alycia Parks beats top seeded Caroline Garcia for career number 1 title. This is the Boston Globe. It is the Boston Globe. So as we read, Alycia Parks secured the only break of a tight contest to win the match and her first career title. Lyon, France, unseeded American Alycia Parks secured a stunning 7-6, 7-7-5 upset win over WTA Finals champion Caroline Garcia. Yeah, Caroline Garcia won the WTA Tour Finals just a few months ago. In the Open Metropole de Lyon final to clinch her first career title on Sunday. She said, I think France has a special part in my heart right now. Parks said, I'll be back next year. The 22-year-old Parks, who was ranked number 79th, had 15 aces and saved all 4 break points against the top seeded Caroline Garcia. Parks secured the only break of a tight contest to win the match. On Monday, Parks is expected to move up well past her career high ranking of number 75 in the world. As we read, that's going to be number 51. The 5th ranked Garcia, a U.S. Open semifinalist last year, and I saw her play twice at the U.S. Open this past year, was seeking a 12th career title. Congrats on the great tournament, Garcia told Parks in English. If you keep playing like this, for sure you're going to keep going up in the rankings. So kudos to Caroline for sharing that. And let's watch a little bit of the match highlights. And before we do that, let me plug my computer in real quick. Fair use. Just a moment. We shall return very, very briefly. I'll turn the music up for you. All right, so we're forward. Check my sounds real quick. Okay, so fair use. We're going to mute the sound so we don't get any copyright issues. Let's do this. Here we go. Let's get a little bit of sound. Here we go.
Oh, that's a wonderful piece of adjustment from Garcia.
Nice.
So good around the net. Parks.
So I like the look of this court. I like what the WTA and the ATP is doing by mixing up the court colors surrounding the court and the court itself. This has like a traditional dark gray with the pink outer, for the ladies, and it's just a beautiful court. I think it like helps you like pay attention. And so, and these are two beautiful ladies as well. You can see the first set tie break went to Parks, and she is on fire, playing very, very well. I apologize if it's skipping. But yeah, just showing the highlights. Very, very competitive match. And apparently Parks was not intimidated by the moment and who she was playing against. Now, this is Caroline Garcia's home country. So she was the favorite, being the top seed of the tournament and number 5 in the world. And here it is, this 22-year-old American, I think she just turned 22. It's 22-year-old American comes to a top-seeded player's home country and beats her in front of her country. So that's impressive in general. But it's even more special in the bonus, it being Black History or Black Future Month. So they shake at the net, look at the height. So they're about the same height, if not Caroline Garcia being a little taller, actually. So labeling or listing Caroline Garcia at 5'10", and Parks at 5'10". Alycia at 6'1", and Caroline at 5'10". That's incorrect, apparently, as you can see. So let's do this real quick. Let me share that screen instead. So we're back at that. And let's do this. How about this? Yeah. So that is that's what took place today. Miss Alycia Parks with her first WTA Tour title, the 250 level, over a top-seeded player, number 5 in the world. And she's moving up in the ranks. And she's going to be number 51 come Monday, February 6, 2023. But the year is off to a great start, And again, let me just research something real quick because I want to see Alycia Parks. Let me see something. I'm just trying to see something real quick. Yeah, I think a player, there was something that happened a few years ago between Miss Parks and Canadian tennis player Catherine Sobov. They got into a confrontation as the match ended, as they met at the net. They're positing that Alycia had some in-match antics and that Catherine had some in-match antics. And at the end, apparently Catherine squeezed Alicia's hand too tight at the net, and that made her feel uncomfortable. And so they got into a brief back and forth and confrontation in front of the umpire chair, and Alicia's father like jumped over the fence and to kind of like break it up and get involved, and it became a big thing. And let me see, when was this? This was three just over 3 years ago. The article was published on November the 8th, 2019. So some years ago, when she was only, at that point, she was only 18. So some may notice her from that time, but we're going to focus in on the positive and notice her for today. So let's play a little bit of the post-match interview and see what's said. Great to see the young ladies lining up to get her autograph and to say a little something to her. Fair use.
I'm super excited for making it to the finals and winning the finals. It wasn't easy, but somehow I found a way to win and just kept trying to fight the whole match. Before the match, I kept telling myself it's not going to be easy. Just play every point, every moment, and every second. Just take my time out there, and it got me through the match today. So I'm going to keep doing it for all my matches. I think I'm close to 50 now. So I guess we're going to try to shoot for top 20 and then top 10 and see how high we.
Awesome. So you heard the woman speak herself, and yeah, so she's got goals. She's a rising tennis star, literally, in her early 20s, just turned 22. So American tennis in general is in a really, really great place. If you look at how the year started in the smaller tournaments, 250, 500s, and then what took place at the Australian Open, I mean, in the round of 16, you literally had, I want to say, like 4 to 6. The round of 16, and the second week of the tournament. And it was amazing. It was the most Americans that had, been at that point at a Grand Slam in years, and there were players who were breaking records that hadn't been broken since Andy Roddick did it, literally 20 years ago or so. And so to see the rise of American tennis players of all races and nationalities is beautiful, as an American in that way. And the same thing appears to be happening with the women as well, with Jessica Pegula and Coco Gauff leading that charge, and it's just great, and that, as they said at the Australian Open, like, tennis needs American players to be doing very, very well. Why is that, you might ask? Well, because of our influence, our magnitude, the size of our country, the impact that we have on the game and the game's all-time greats. America is one of the top, North America is one of the top continents for tennis. And so it's been that way going back many, many decades. And so to see the programs that have worked and has gotten American kids to get interested in tennis, and now we're just starting to see the fruits of that labor. I apologize if I'm lagging a bit, but yeah, we're starting to see the fruits of that labor on the men's and the women's side. Even coming up to the juniors, when I was at the U.S. Open, I saw some great rising stars. So I'm getting more familiar, more educated with who's on the rise. And I've done several broadcasts about some American players, predominantly the young ladies who are coming up and those who are already there. And today, this evening, was about one who's on her way. And no doubt, I don't think that today was a fluke win. I don't think that it was a one-off. I think that based upon how she handled the occasion, how she handled the entire tournament, with the matches in a row, and how she played and who she played against, and just she came off as a champion. And so when you walk and you give off that energy as a champion, that translates to your game. And today she showed tons of maturity as a 22-year-old mature woman. She looks healthy, fit, and strong. I'm not sure like what she had like in her like athletic bra area. There was something that I don't know. It seemed like something was like shoved into like the top layer. Not to get too personal, but it seemed like I don't know what that item was. But aside from that, um, she just had grace and passion, and it appears that she's playing with a chip on her shoulder. There's a little something extra there of like, rawr. So, and maybe it's because of what she's experienced over the previous 3-4 years in turning pro at 17 or 18, and some of that being discrimination, or comments or whatever the case may be. But that's just a part of life for a lot of people who are not of the dominant power structure, or part of what it is to be human in general. But as a dark-skinned Black woman in America, I think she's a foundational Black American. You might even get more of that in a sport and a game that is so predominantly not of your ethnic background. And so for her to persevere through that, and her father and her mother and her family, I think she has siblings as well, for them to persevere through that, and for her to be in a different country in France and take out the home favorite, the top seed and top 5 in the world, in the way that she did it spells for her having many more moments like that at the top. If not reaching finals, at least being competitive and going deeper into the big tournaments, the Masters Series and the Grand Slams, making the second and third round for the first time, and maybe even the fourth round and the qualifying, right? The second week of like the major tournament. So I think this is going to happen a few more times this year. And like she said, make it to the top 20 with a few more big wins. And then if she can make it into the top 10 by the end of the year, if she gets into the top 10, she's going to be trouble for the rest of the field, because she already has a powerful serve and like, forehand, great mover around the court. She's got some good tennis hands. So she's she's got the smarts going on, and it's just really impressive to see. Alycia P. P can also stand for piercing. She has a lot of piercings above the neck as well. So very stylish young lady who has that spunk in her. And so we wanted to take the day to acknowledge her and her contributions to the sport by making herstory, and it being the month that it is, to pay homage. So we thank you, we salute you, Miss Alycia Parks. And hold on just a moment. Let's put that back on the screen one more time. Oh, give me just a little more time. Let's see. Let's go back to the WTA website. And let's see. There we go. Let's share this instead. You can see right there recent triumphs throughout the week. Awesome. And then Parks upsets Garcia and Leon to win first WTA title 9 hours ago. Look at that beautiful picture. Perfect. Interesting trophy. So there you have it, people. So once again, this has been Soul Power Tennis, where we put a different spin on the sport. Like Rafa. I couldn't do a broadcast without mentioning Rafa, wishing him a speedy and healthy, wholesome recovery. And you see the Soul Power Tennis logo in the top right corner of the video. One of the premieres of that. And over the previous month, I've done my first ever live commentary over the live streams, and that was fun. Got some more subscribers and some likes because of that. So growing the channel, mixing things up. So please continue to be a part of that. And we'll continue to grow And as we do that, we're going to do this. So again, thank you for joining the broadcast, and let's make it long last. And again, make sure you like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell. And yeah, let's do this. How's that sound? Let's go out in a very similar way that we came in. And again, happy Black Future Month, happy Black Our Story Month, happy Black History Month, a healthy, progressive, and happy Black Herstory Month. And if you know somebody, if you walk past the Foundation of Black American, wish them the same, and the world will be a much better place. So let's all do our part and pay homage to the foundations. All right, and we're here. So until next time, you all be good, and do like you should. Peace. Ooh, power tennis. Utmost Irene. Until next time. See you.